When Anawangin became a go-to camping spot, other coves along San Antonio's coastline were also given new life. Another popular camping spot in this part of Zambales is Nagsasa Cove. Beach Listers, this is Hannah from Philippine Beach List. In our previous video, we shared with you our Anawangin travel guide. Now let's take you a little further from Pundakit to Anawangin's quieter sister, Nagsasa Cove. Also located in San Antonio, Nagsasa used to be a typical rocky coast until it was transformed into this paradise after Mount Pinatubo erupted in 1991. Today, its shores are covered by volcanic ash just like its nearby coves Anawangin and Talisayen. It is also lined with agoho trees, a type of pine-like tree that thrives in sandy areas. You'll find this growing along many Zambales shores. My teammate Mariah and I made a recent trip to Nagsasa Cove, and we're going to tell you how you can make the same trip through this video. While most of the footage here came from our recent trip to Zambales, some of these photos and videos are also from past travels. Once we revisit these destinations, follow-up videos will be in the works. Before we begin, please subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon to get the latest updates on all things B. Beach lists, bucket lists, busting life in the city, and more. We post travel videos on the regular, so stay tuned. Now let's get into this travel guide. Nagsasa Cove is surrounded by hills, making for a relaxing and postcard-worthy view. Truth be told, there are many different ways to get to Nagsasa, especially if you're the type to enjoy hikes to the beach. Mountaineering enthusiasts will often traverse different mountains like Mount Balingkilat and Mount Birabira, which is also called Mount Nagsasa, to eventually reach the cove. These two hikes have vastly different difficulty levels. For example, Mount Balingkilat is often touted at a 7 out of 9, while Mount Nagsasa is said to be mildly difficult at level 3. But I digress. Maybe we can make a more detailed video about hiking to Nagsasa when we actually do it. Mariah and I opted for the usual tourist option, which is to take a boat from Pundakit. Although Anawangin and Nagsasa are very similar, the latter has kept its more peaceful and relaxing feel because it doesn't get as crowded as Anawangin. Although more and more tourists and campers are drawn to Nagsasa, it doesn't fill up in the way Anawangin does, likely because it's an hour away at best. Anawangin, on the other hand, can be reached via boat from Pundakit in 20 minutes. But before you make that boat trip, you have to get to Pundakit first. Pundakit is the main jump-off for most coves along San Antonio, and it's quite easy to get here by driving or via public transportation from Manila. If you're driving, you can simply use Waze or Google Maps. If you've booked a resort, you can use your resort's PIN, or you can pin Pundakit Beach or Pundakit Barangay Hall. If you're taking public transportation, just follow these directions to get to Pundakit from Manila. Board a bus to Iba or Santa Cruz and get off at San Antonio Public Market. The travel time is around 4 to 5 hours, and we paid 360 pesos at the Victory Liner Terminal in Caloocan. You can take an express bus for a faster trip given that your bus driver doesn't make inner-city stops like some bus drivers do, but we opted to just take an inner-city bus anyway. Victory Liner has these routes from their terminals in Sampaloc, Cubao, Pasay, and Caloocan. Here are the bus schedules from each terminal as of March 1, 2024. However, note that these schedules may change, so for the updated schedule, you can visit Victory Liner's official Facebook page. At San Antonio Public Market, ride the tricycle to Pundakit. Travel time is around 15 to 20 minutes and it will cost you around 40 pesos per head. Rent a boat to Nagsasa Cove. From Pundakit, you'll need to ride the boat to get to Nagsasa. You can rent a boat to take you there or book an island hopping tour package if you want to see other nearby islands and coves like Camara Island, Capones Island, and Talisayen Cove. For a smooth experience during your trip, we recommend booking a boat or an island hopping tour in advance. You can find many tour operators and agencies offering a Nagsasa tour or island hopping packages in San Antonio. If you're planning to stay overnight to go camping, you can also book a tour package that already includes round trip and boat transfers, entrance fees, meals, and tents. Just make sure to check the itinerary and inclusions first before booking so you know what to expect. On our recent trip to Nagsasa, we commuted from Manila to San Antonio, but we booked an island hopping tour in advance. We went on a day tour and we paid 3,500 pesos for the boat. Our tour included the following stops: Nagsasa Cove, Anawangin Cove, Talisayen Cove, and Camara Island. If you prefer to just go to Nagsasa Cove, the boat rental from Pundakit costs 2,500 pesos, which is good for up to 4 people. We booked our island hopping tour with Nagsasa Cove Zambales on Facebook. They offer boat rental and tour packages to different coves in Zambales. Here are their prices for tour packages in Nagsasa. If you notice, the price is cheaper per person if you're a big group. So if you're on a budget, it's best to go with friends. We're a firm believer in the saying that the more, the merrier, so long as you plan in advance, and that's exactly why this video exists. While there are resorts at Nagsasa, there are no full-service hotels or resorts here. What they have are just basic accommodations or tent rentals. But if you plan on going camping, we suggest you bring your own tent and pay the tent pitching fee. One resort you can find in Nagsasa is Mariah Cove. They have different types of rooms available if you prefer to be more comfortable and have access to your own bathroom. Here are their rates. Note that their room rates shown on the screen are weekend rates. Mariah has different weekday and holiday peak season rates. For inquiries and reservations, you can reach out to their official Facebook page. There are other nearby coves and islands in San Antonio that are as beautiful as Nagsasa. You can visit these beaches on the same trip by going on an island hopping tour. These are the stops that can be included in your itinerary: Camara Island, a small island very close to Pundakit; Talisayen Cove, which is very similar to Anawangin and Nagsasa; and Capones Island, where you can check out the famous Capones Lighthouse. Nagsasa has shallow waters, which is perfect for swimming even for those who don't really know how to swim. We arrived at the cove at around 2 p.m. and the tide was still quite low on that day, so a sandbar of sorts was actually visible and made for the dreamiest of shots against the hills and mountains of Nagsasa. You can also just spend your time lying on the beach and savor the views and the fresh air. From the shore, Nagsasa Cove is already quite the sight to see, but you can also get a different vista by climbing one of the hills to get an even more breathtaking view of the cove from above. Along the southern bend of Nagsasa Cove, there's a 15-minute hike to a viewpoint. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get to the viewpoint on our recent trip since we only had limited time in Nagsasa. However, our teammates did climb up the viewpoint during their trip many years ago, and their photos and videos are really breathtaking. If you're camping and staying overnight, the best thing you can do is to go to the market before heading to Pundakit because there are no restaurants in Nagsasa. When you get off the bus at San Antonio, make a stop at the public market to shop. San Antonio Public Market has meat, seafood, vegetables, and other ingredients you would need to make your meal. Of course, don't forget the rice. And when you get to the cove, you can either cook it yourself or hire a local cook or paluto so they can make your meals for you. Some package tours also have the option to add meals in the package so you don't have to spend time buying ingredients and cooking. However, if you want to have a complete camping experience, go ahead and go to the market and cook your meals on the beach. But if you're only visiting Nagsasa on a day tour, your time is quite precious and you may not be open to spending more time on cooking rather than enjoying the beach. Your best option is to bring a ready meal and some snacks to make the most of your time on the beach. There are also places around the public market where you can get these. One of them is this restaurant across the street from the market where you can get burgers and various rice meals like fried chicken and silog. For snacks, you can go to this grocery for chips, bottled drinks, and more. You can also get street food or kakanin in the market. The dry season is usually the best time to visit most destinations in the Philippines, and that includes Nagsasa. Schedule your trip between December to April because these months have less chance of rain. Of course, you wouldn't want the rain to ruin your experience, especially if you're going camping. However, note that Nagsasa sees more tourists around March to May, which is considered the summer season in the Philippines. If you can't help but go during these months, it would be best to avoid weekends if you can because it's typically more crowded then. And if you want to avoid the intense heat like the current temperatures we're experiencing, set your travel date around November to February. That's it for our Nagsasa travel guide. If you have any questions or suggestions for the next destination we should make a video about, feel free to leave a comment below and we'll try to answer all of your questions and note all of your suggestions. If you want to see more travel guides like this and everything you need to know about traveling around the country, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you get notified when we have new videos. You can also follow us on Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram. We are Philippine Beach List on all those platforms. You can also check out our blog, philippinebeaches.org. The Philippines has so many islands, it's honestly going to take a lifetime to visit each one. So that just means we better get counting. Again, this is Hannah. Join me next time as we check another destination off our Philippine Beach List. Bye!